Hi, everyone. In my pursuit of trying to make your lives easier and make teaching and learning more effective and efficient, I have gathered some resources and ideas to share with you for creating a writer's workshop in middle and high school. And the idea around this is we want our students to take ownership of their learning and their writing, as well as give you ideas for cutting down grading at home. So I'm going to present this in the using the station rotation model. So the idea is to let students pick the skills that they need to build, or maybe you give suggestions on what skills they need to build and what stations they need to work at. So how do we know what stations? You can survey your students, or very possibly you already know what stations you need to create for your students to work on. But I wanted to share some ideas from different resources that I've read to give you an idea of what other teachers are doing. First, we have the organization station, and here's where they can get help in planning out their essay or their paper. And maybe you have a template there that they will use to help plan out their essay. The next is the thesis statement station. Students here can work on crafting their thesis statements. And one teacher, through an article I read, had butcher paper out at this station where students were crafting their thesis statement and can learn with others and share with others what their thesis statement looked like. Same thing with the introduction or hook. Maybe this is a station, and with either any of these stations, you can have examples or keep poster paper there or butcher paper where students can brainstorm with each other, give feedback to each other. And also, since you will not be at these stations, think about using a YouTube video that you really like on maybe a thesis statement or introduction or a conclusion, and upload that to Edpuzzle. That will create some accountability and also give them some really good ideas when you can't be at that station. And then maybe you might have a conclusion statement, again, with some examples, maybe a YouTube video, or maybe a video of yourself talking to them about the conclusion statement. And then we have the most important station, the one-on-one with teacher. And this is where you are having real-time feedback conversations with students as they write. So these might be quick conversations. I read Catlin Tucker. She is a blended learning specialist, and she's also a high school English teacher. She says she has grading conversations that take about 3 minutes with her students because she doesn't try to grade every single aspect of their paper or their assignment. Instead, she selects 2 to 3 specific skills to assess. Then when she has another assignment due, she might focus on 2 different skills because she doesn't want to she needs to keep her focus narrow when she's helping grade these papers. In this slide, I have included a link to Kaizena, and this is a free Google add-on that you can download to your computer, and it will allow you to leave voice comments instead of typing comments in every one of your students' papers. And I've included a link to a YouTube video on how to use it, and also a link to Catlin's blog. One blog that I really like is Stop Taking Grading Home. So she talks about how she hasn't taken papers home to grade for 6 months. So check that out for sure. And then we have a peer feedback station. And this is where students, maybe they have a template that you've created on what they should be looking for when they're giving peer feedback, or maybe there's a YouTube video they can watch and giving their peers feedback. And then after they give written feedback, they should have a conversation about what they think might need improved. And then my last station here, I saw this and thought this was really cool, a read aloud station. So students are recording their own voices while reading their essays, and then they listen to their essays and make changes as needed. So I think that sounds pretty powerful. You know, you listen to yourself read your own paper and think, ooh, that might need changed. So think about that one as well. And then on this slide, certainly you wouldn't have this many stations in your class at one time, but these are some stations that you might have within 4 to 5 days of them writing their essay. And again, add your own stations, add your own little flair there. So if you have any questions or would like to meet with me to discuss anything further, you can email me at c.at@tvsd.us.